Right now, as you watch this, someone in America is standing at an ATM and they have absolutely no idea that in the next 60 seconds, every single dollar in their bank account is going to vanish. Not hacked from some distant server in another country, not slowly drained over weeks while no one notices, gone instantly, in broad daylight. At a machine they have used hundreds of times without a single problem. The FBI and the U.S. Secret Service have just issued major nationwide alerts for 2 primary ATM threats that are actively sweeping across the United States, and the most terrifying part is that most victims do not realize they have been robbed until they check their balance hours later that night. By then, the criminals are already gone. The money is already moved, and recovering even a single dollar is nearly impossible. In this video, we are going to show you exactly how these scams work, what to look for before you ever touch an ATM again, how to protect yourself from a dangerous new bank scam happening over the phone that sounds completely real, and what to do right now so that you never become one of these victims. Because this is not happening to strangers in some distant city. It is happening in small towns and quiet suburbs, in the parking lots of grocery stores and gas stations that people visit every single week. So stay with us, because what you are about to learn could save your entire life savings. The first scam that the Secret Service flagged as the most widespread ATM threat in the country right now is called card skimming, and its far more dangerous evolution known as shimming. Here's exactly how a traditional skimmer works. A criminal walks up to an ATM, which could be a bank ATM, a gas station ATM, or even an ATM inside a convenience store, and in less than 30 seconds they attach a paper-thin device directly over the card slot. This device silently reads and copies your card data the exact moment you insert your card. At the same time, a tiny pinhole camera, sometimes hidden inside a fake panel positioned just above the keypad, and sometimes concealed inside a brochure holder bolted to the side of the machine, records your PIN number as you type it in. Within just a few hours, your card data has been cloned onto a blank card and your account is completely emptied at another ATM located across town or sometimes even across the entire country. But skimming has gotten a very dangerous upgrade in recent years, and the upgrade is called shimming. A shim is a razor-thin device that is barely thicker than a single piece of paper, and criminals insert it directly inside the card reader itself. You cannot see it from the outside. You cannot feel it when you insert your card. It sits silently between the card reader and your chip, and captures all of your financial data while you go about your completely normal transaction without any suspicion whatsoever. This is precisely why the Secret Service alert specifically called out chip-enabled ATMs as no longer being automatically safe. The criminals have studied the technology, and they have adapted to defeat it. The second major ATM threat highlighted in the FBI nationwide alert is called cash trapping, and it is as devastatingly simple as it sounds. A criminal attaches a thin sleeve or a strip of adhesive material inside the cash dispenser slot of an ATM. You walk up, you request your withdrawal. The machine processes the transaction perfectly and your account is immediately debited for the full amount. But the cash never actually comes out, because it is physically held inside the slot by the device the criminal installed before you arrived. You stand there waiting. You try pulling at the slot. Nothing comes out. You assume the machine has simply malfunctioned and you walk away to call your bank and sort it out. The criminal, who has been watching the entire time, sometimes sitting casually in a parked car just a few spaces away, calmly walks over to the machine the moment you leave, removes their device and takes every dollar of your money. You have lost the cash and you now face hours on the phone, trying to prove to your bank that you made a withdrawal you physically never received. The FBI has reported that cash trapping incidents have spiked dramatically over the past 18 months, and the attacks are most concentrated at standalone ATMs located in lower traffic areas like parking garages, hotel lobbies, and convenience stores during late night hours. Now let us talk about what you can actually do to protect yourself, because there are specific things you should check every single time before you ever insert your card into any ATM anywhere. Before you touch anything, take just 15 seconds to do these checks and they could genuinely save you everything you have worked for. First, grab the card reader slot and give it a firm wiggle. Legitimate card readers are completely flush with the machine, solid and completely immovable. A skimmer device that has been attached on top will have some noticeable give when you pull at it. If it moves even slightly in any direction, you should not use that machine under any circumstances. Second, press down on the keypad firmly. A legitimate keypad feels solid and fully integrated into the body of the machine. Criminals frequently place a fake keypad overlay directly on top of the real one to silently capture your PIN as you type. If the keypad feels spongy, sits slightly higher than it should, or looks even a little off in color compared to the rest of the machine, then walk away immediately. Third, visually scan the entire machine before doing anything else. Look carefully at the top panel, the side panels, and any brochure holders attached to the machine. Any device that appears newly added, looks slightly mismatched in color or material, or seems inconsistent with the overall design of that ATM should be treated as suspicious, and you should report it and find another machine. Fourth, check the cash dispenser slot before entering your PIN. Look directly into the cash slot, and if you see any plastic edge, any strip of material, or anything inside that slot that does not look like it belongs there, then do not proceed with your transaction. Fifth, and this one is critically important every single time regardless of any other precaution you take, always cover your hand when you enter your PIN. Shield the keypad completely. Even if a skimmer has already captured your card data, no camera footage of your PIN means that cloned card cannot be used to access your account. This one simple habit defeats a massive part of the skimming attack entirely. Sixth, whenever you have the option, use ATMs that are physically located inside an actual bank branch, where security cameras are active and bank staff are present. These machines are significantly harder targets for criminals and carry dramatically lower risk compared to any standalone ATM in a low-foot traffic location. Now, the ATM is not the only place these criminals are attacking, because the FBI alert also specifically flagged a deeply dangerous phone-based bank scam that is fooling even financially experienced people, and it sounds completely and utterly real. Here's exactly how it works. Your phone rings and the caller ID on your screen shows your bank's official phone number. The voice on the other end is calm, professional, and knowledgeable. They tell you that your account has been flagged for suspicious activity, and they need to verify your identity immediately to protect your funds. They already know your name, the name of your bank, and sometimes even the last 4 digits of your card number. They ask you to confirm your full card number or your PIN, or they ask you to simply read back a verification code that they say they are sending to your phone right now to confirm your identity. Here is what is actually happening in that moment. The caller ID has been completely spoofed using freely available software that allows anyone to make any phone number appear on your screen. The personal details they know about you were purchased from data breaches that have already exposed the information of hundreds of millions of Americans, and that verification code they are asking you to read back to them is a one-time password that your real bank just sent to your phone because the criminal is simultaneously logged into your bank's website right now trying to access your account, and they need that code to get past the final security step. The moment you read that code to them, they are fully inside your account, and your money is transferred out in seconds through wire transfers or peer-to-peer payment apps that are almost impossible to reverse once completed. Protecting yourself from this scam comes down to a few firm rules that you must never break regardless of how urgent the caller sounds. The moment anyone calls you about your bank account, hang up and call your bank back yourself using the number printed on the back of your card or listed on your bank's official website. No legitimate bank representative will ever be offended by this. If the caller pressures you to stay on the line, tells you the situation is too urgent to call back, or warns you that hanging up will put your account at greater risk, that pressure is the scam itself, and you should hang up immediately without saying another word. Never read a verification code or one-time password back to anyone who called you first, because these codes exist to verify your identity to the bank, and no legitimate bank employee will ever ask you to read one aloud. And never trust caller ID alone, because the number on your screen proves absolutely nothing when spoofing technology is this cheap and this widely used by criminal networks. You should also set up real-time transaction alerts through your bank right now, if you have not already done so. Most banks allow you to receive an instant text or email notification every time any transaction occurs on your account. If your account is compromised, you will know within seconds, giving you the fastest possible window to call your bank and attempt to stop or reverse transactions before the money disappears completely. If you believe you have already been targeted by an ATM skimmer or a phone scam, then you need to act immediately. Call your bank's fraud department right now using the number on the back of your card and request an immediate freeze or card cancellation. File a report with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov, and with the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov, because these reports directly help federal investigators track and dismantle criminal networks and may play a role in recovering your funds. If you discovered a compromised ATM, make sure you also notify the ATM operator directly, because they may have no idea the device is there, and your report could prevent dozens of other people from becoming victims. The criminals running these operations are organized, technically sophisticated, and they are counting entirely on the fact that most people have never heard of shimming, never think to wiggle the card slot, and automatically assume that a caller who already knows their name must be legitimate. Now you know exactly how these scams work. You know what to look for. You know what never to do. And that knowledge is the only defense that works before the money is already gone. Please share this with everyone you care about, because awareness is the one thing that these criminals absolutely cannot steal from you.